With a pool table, a beer fridge and blaring rock music, this place is more like a bar than your typical office. But then, miniclip.com, founded here in London 7 years ago, is not your typical media company. It's based its business on creating free internet games, changing the traditional revenue models for the industry. I've come here to meet its founder and CEO, Rob Small. So Rob, tell us about the concept for Miniclip and how you came up with it.
I graduated from university back in 2001, did a leisure management degree, met my co-founder, Tion Presby, through a mutual friend. And we set the business up in a flat in St Catherine's Dock. We saw that there was a huge opportunity online to create custom-made content. The media companies at that point in time, Disney, Warner's, AOL, were repurposing a lot of their movies and videos and just looking at this as a new distribution medium. We felt very strongly that we need to develop content that was specifically for those users.
So you had no history in that and you had to start creating the concept yourself?
Tion came up with the suggestion of creating a small animation that featured George Bush. At that point in time, people were starting to poke fun at him, and we felt that it would be a great opportunity to jump on that kind of topical event. So Tion danced in the kitchen of the flat that we set the business up in. I filmed it, animated into a short animation, and we distributed it to a handful of users that we had back at that point. Within 2 months, we had 2 million users coming to the website.
So you're a pioneer in what's called casual gaming. How has that industry developed over the past 7 years?
Back in 2001, most of the people that were working in this space just saw it as a new retail medium for puzzle games and premium games. We felt very much that with the issues around privacy that the music industry and the movie industry had seen, that the biggest success would be to create content that could just be shared. So we packaged up all of our games with Miniclip branding and let people just come and use them, much like YouTube do nowadays. And 7 years later, we have over 500,000 websites that use our content, many of which are very large media companies. And it just means that we can broaden the net across the web of where consumers can see the Miniclip brand and play our games.
So you've got no issues then with piracy or copyright. Would you advise other companies to embrace what the internet technology can offer rather than trying to restrict it?
Absolutely. I think that's the key to success. It's clear when you look at the issues that the music industry have had that they've struggled to stay on top of that. And so very much I would say go with the flow, create the content and tap into that huge very valuable distribution base. Word of mouth marketing is something that we've built our entire company on.
What advice would you give then to other companies setting out in the internet world? Is first mover advantage crucial, for example?
Very much so. I think the key to success, much like Amazon did, was to have that first mover advantage, to capture the critical mass of audience, and that's something that we've been very successful at. All of our growth has been organic through word of mouth, kids chatting in playgrounds, students chatting at university. We've never spent £1 on advertising in the 7 years that we've been around. And that is definitely the most valuable way that you can get the message across.
User-created content and social networking is a current buzz on the internet. But is it a concept that's going to last?
I think so. I think there's an opportunity for us to capitalise on this. You can see the success that Facebook, MySpace and Bebo have had. And Miniclip has one of the biggest gaming communities online. So we will be plugging into those social networking sites. But also we've got initiatives underway where we'll create our own platform, which will allow users to be creative and to create content, user-generated content, but within a fairly rigid structure that will allow us to moderate that content. And that's very important for us. We want the Miniclip brand name to be aligned with people like Disney and Warner's. And in order to do that, you have to be able to moderate the content and create a safe environment. And that's our number one focus.
So from a startup 7 years ago, can you really create a brand that has the weight of a company like Warner Brothers or Disney?
Absolutely. In actual fact, a lot of our biggest advertisers are those very companies. We've created the new entertainment company, and I think characters like Mickey Mouse and Disney perhaps are not so synonymous with young people nowadays. The Miniclip audience is the gateway to the internet generation, and clearly it's apparent that those advertisers are coming to Miniclip to reach that audience. So we are, like I say, the gateway to the internet generation now.